1,800 Twitter followers so that they call me on my cell phone. We'll see what happens. So I just put here, as you can see, please call me at 41509, which is this phone, and we'll see if there is anybody calling. But what I'd like to show you is here we go, first call. Didn't touch anything. That took 10 seconds. Hi, thanks for calling. Who is it? Good, and you? So I'll take the next call. He's in the room. I promise I've not cheated. We'll see how many we get. But this is like a test to show you how reactive this is. And now if I go online, on chat, I can track everybody reacting using Twitter even faster because I don't have to reload here. And so let's see how many we get. But just to give you a perspective on this, I think there is of course, a big trend, which is, here we go. We have messages coming in. I'll just silence it, otherwise it's, yeah, another one. What I want to show you is that we are moving into another one, into France, this one. A media which is passive, which is sitting on a chair and watching, into something which becomes entirely interactive. And if you're not familiar with Twitter, because I see some people watching me with very, very weird eyes, it's quite simple. It's like SMS. You just post a text, and it goes to whomever wants to get news from you. And so I have a few friends who want to get those updates. And I'm also following my friends. So it's not about, of course, reading your own messages, but it's about tweeting and reading. You see, this is Ben, who is in San Francisco, who is following, asking if I am on stage already. This is a French guy. This is a German friend. This is Enrique Danz, who is in Madrid. So these are people, Denis Hollet, who's in Spain. There are also a few Twitterers in the room. These people are all around the world. And this is Oliver in Germany. And let me just tell them to stop calling. And explain you now why I tell you about this. So I think the trend which I see here is it keeps ringing. I'll trash the phone now. The trend which is very interesting is that this experiment, which you may find totally ridiculous, is really new. It was impossible to interact like this in a second before these kind of tools. And if you think about what's most important in your life, okay, after the family, I don't know about you, but for me there are two things which are very, very important. The first one is your friends, my friends. And why? Because usually you trust your friends, and you were talking about trust a lot in the conversation earlier, and I think it's all about trust. I mean, I would trust my friends way above any other source, any media, any press, anything I read. I actually get more news, I believe, from Twitter, from listening to my friends all day long, than I get from the traditional press. And I'm not saying opposing the conversation there in any way. I mean, I've been blogging for 4 years, and it didn't replace, and it will never replace the press. I'm just saying there is a conversation which is there on Twitter, on instant messaging, on blogs, obviously on Facebook, which tells you a lot. Which tells you a lot of information and information you care about. Why? Because you usually trust your friends. And second, after your friends are your passions. If you think about your top 3 passions, I was about to tweet again, like to see what people react. Oh, let's do it. Takes 2 seconds. So I can ask here what are, and we'll see what we get. This is simpler than the phone. What are your top 3 passions? And I give you mine. Mine are entrepreneurship, kite surfing, and running, after family, right? So this goes again to 1,800 people, and we'll see what they say. And same, you share your passions. Now, Do you have that on TV? You see, I'm not sure if I'm clear here, but what I'm trying to say is that what you get from your friends and the conversation about those passions you get from all those tools, which did not exist 5 years ago, are very, very rich to an increasing number of people. Do you have this type of conversation on TV? I don't believe so. And what I see on TV is limited choice. Of course, now you have YouTube and you have Dailymotion and all the platforms. You have very often information which is like made up. I even put fake here. But like if you have I've been on a TV show in France that I won't quote, where I was on stage like this, and we were at the end of the show we were getting questions. Like obviously, you know, many people get questions. It's like very, very often. And at the end, all the questions were coming from all around France. There was, I'm not going into French geography, but there was a question from southern France, a question from central France, a question from northern France, and so on. And usually what I see on my French blog is like most comments come from Paris, because, you know, many internet people are in Paris. So there was a big disconnect. And at the end I told the journalist when it was all finished, I said, look, this is weird. And he looked at me and he said, yeah, of course, this was all arranged. Like all the questions were fake. There was somebody, you know, playing, well, you were in the room, but playing, you know, with those questions and asking fake questions to make it look good. You know, like, have you not noticed as well in the public of a TV show that, you know, all the girls are cute and all the men look beautiful? And, you know, I mean, this is like arranged reality. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying I don't like it very much. I just want more reality, more honesty. And that quality we get on blogs, on Facebook, on all the social software, I don't see it in video. So what I want is, if you don't know, who knows Twitter Vision? Oh, I can still put it up then. What I want on TV is this. And we'll see what are the passions of people. See? Here you go. So if you don't know this is a great application that pulls everybody using Twitter on a map and puts it on a Google map, and it moves as people talk. So we're in Italy, now we go to UK. Now, now we're in Italy again. Of course, Europe is awake, so it depends on the time zone you're using. Here we are in Russia. Here we are, let's see the next one, United States, in Dallas, Texas. This one is in Santa Cruz. So you see the point. It's like people talk. And it's completely open. It's not controlled. Anybody can say anything. And what's very, very cool, I think, is you select who you want to read. There's nobody like on TV who decides what's important or not important. You decide by yourself by saying, okay, I want to follow this person, this person, this person. And then, so I'm like following 200 people that I really, really trust, and they make my news every day. I mean, most of my news. And I want the same in video. Because if you think about it, there is nothing, I think there is not much that has the same quality of conversation in video than we have on blogs, on Facebook, on Twitter. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to show it to you now, is, oops. So is, is an application which is a real conversation. So basically, you know, a 6 o'clock news of my friends and a 6 o'clock news of communities. So let me give you an idea of what it is. And I'm also, I'm a bit restricted in the definition of the screen here. First I can see if people answered. So here it is. And so it doesn't look like this in reality. You have half of the screen, unfortunately, which is gone. But it's the exact same principle as I showed you with Twitter, but all in video. That basically you can see what your friends are posting here, so from around the world. And these are videos of people that were posted minutes ago on Sismic, on our site, coming from all around the world and live. And you can also post one, which, Yeah. As simple as clicking on a record button. So here we are actually posting right now. And so we are posting from the Von conference stage. You do a short description. You save it. And the video is posted not only from not only to the people in Sismic, of course, but to the people, if you want, who are on Twitter, who are on Facebook. We're adding that. We are on your blogs. We're adding that. So on all your social software, basically just talking to your friends. You see, it's up there. I have a testing video here. And if you go now to my Twitter, at the very same time. It posts on Twitter. It should have. So here, the idea is to have a voice of people around the world and stay in touch with them. And you decide who is your friend or not. And you can follow your friends. I'm logged with another account here. You can follow in this tab only the people you care about or discover new people all the time. And so I can randomly go to, I don't know, Yellow Park, who says Morning Sismic. Yeah, the sound is not connected either. But so this is the joy of my morning, is I go and I check not only in the morning, but people around the world that I want to stay in touch with. The idea is to then use these videos with the, of course, the user agreeing to that, to create daily shows, 3 to 5 minutes, because the problem is when we increase the number of videos being posted, it's too much. It's already too much. We have about 200 users, and they post about 200 videos every day already, so like one each, and in average. And it's very difficult to go and see what's in there. So what we do is we have a team who is video editing and doing daily shows, which are edited in 3 to 5 minutes. And which we post both on Sismic, of course, and on other social software like YouTube, Dailymotion, in video, and so on. And what we're doing with this is we're showing a best of those users, and then we're doing it by community. So I love like for example, an entrepreneur show made by my 50 friends that I know who are very good entrepreneurs every day. But in 3 to 5 minutes, super edited. And I don't decide who should be on the show. People will decide by doing a thumbs up, thumbs down, and we will create the show based on this. Think about I like running too. I don't know about your passions, but if you like running a marathon is something very, very difficult. Same. Think about having 500 people who are totally into it, running every day, and sharing experience, how to learn, how to eat, what not to eat, how to train, how to not train too much because you could break something. It's something you learn which is in a community, and it also pushes you to do it more. It's like group, motivation. And to give you an idea of this, I can show you one of them. We call it Sismics. We're just building it, I want to say. But here is one.
If you've never heard me on that.
Yeah, there is no sound. Can I get sound out? No, apparently not. So you see 24 hours in Sismic, and we get like the best contributions from people. And so there's somebody, Loic, in London, who's done a...
I'm Giselle, and this is Sismic's episode 4. Today's feature topic is Microsoft's investment in Facebook.
So this one was like Friday.
Let's see what our Sismers have to say about that.
So you probably heard that
Tel Aviv, Israel.
Made some shopping today with Facebook, but I'm not going to talk about that.
So the big news of today, of course, was the
San Francisco
purchase by Microsoft of 1.6% of Facebook. That's a tiny, tiny 1.6% for a huge $240 million. But rather than sort of talking about the possibilities of what that all means for the social network industry and everything else, I think it's worth actually looking at what this deal really was about. It was not about Microsoft, investing into Facebook. It was about Microsoft getting the exclusive advertising deal to put adverts on Facebook, which in itself is probably worth way more than $240 million. Anyway, I am still in shock at $15 billion, and I think I think many of us are.
And now, let's see where our Sismic friends are in the world.
Hi, this is Antoine from...
This is in Japan. This is in Copenhagen. Dennis.
Here we are outside the AT&T Stadium, and I can clearly see an American game up around there. Look, sorry, baseball.
Beautiful, Seattle, nice weather.
So there are people also doing, talking about serious conversations, and now we're just showing the views from outside. But it's like a conversation with a friend. Another one here is Martin Varsavsky, who's in Spain, who is reporting a meeting with Steve Jobs he just had. So talking to you about the entrepreneurship show I'd love to see, which is not on TV, which is like the 50 friends of mine. That's what I want every day. So Loic has done this music for us, and we're building the show with them completely in an interactive manner. So let me show you. See, this is Martin Varsavsky from Madrid, who is explaining a meeting with Steve Jobs he had. And if you keep going, you get news exactly like on, and then you have reactions from people all around the world to this. So that's the idea. It's very, very beginning, so it's difficult for me to explain it properly, but because we are so beginning of the process. But the vision is very simple. What we have today, and then the vision. What we have today is a tool that lets people post, as I've showed you very easily, a video from around the world, and then tag it. Have it form a community that is adapted to the passion of that person, and then they can read the others and the friends doing that. That's step one. Step two, where we're going, and you can feel it starting a little bit, is we're building shows 3 to 5 minutes, because you don't have more time, and I don't have more time to listen to an hour video even of a good friend. I have 3 to 5 minutes a day, but not 2 hours a day, which will be extremely targeted by topics. So entrepreneurship, there are people talking about poetry. We may do something about poetry. And my idea is to do a show or shows which are entirely generated by people. They decide who should present it. They should decide what should be on it. They decide the content that should be on it. And it's entirely generated by thousands of people. We already have 200. We have 5,000 people who registered on Sismic.com to get into the alpha, and we're slowly releasing them to make sure we finish the tool. And that's going to be my conclusion with them. But the idea is to do it completely in the open, and to have the conversation we like on blogs and Twitter, but in video. So that's Sismic. And now, just to finish with, I'm applying this to myself, and it's not super easy every day. What we do is we do a 3 minutes of everything we do in the company on a daily show, where we explain in the open all the issues we have, all the features the users want, all the new members joining the team, and I'll let you with this one. I think I'm in my time. Let me see. Because I think it's... so we've done already 20. So it's Sismic day one. You can find this on loic.tv if you're interested. But this is like from day one of the company. I'm posting a 5 minutes video every day of everything happening in the company, like totally in the open, exactly as a blog. And here I just wanted to show you, I'm introducing a new partner, my partner, who joined. So this is just a few minutes, 2 minutes. The vision of Sismic is a content company. It starts with a video conversation, but I need somebody who knows content, high quality. Think about bridging high quality content on TV and our conversations on Sismic. We're in America, so I need an American, of course.
It's good to drink some wine at 9 in the morning.
I need somebody very, very serious. You can rely on.
Art, I am the vision. Yes.
I need somebody who can manage a team with me.
Hey!
I need somebody who knows perfectly the US.
Alabama? North Carolina, South Carolina, West Carolina, East Carolina, and maybe Big Carolina, Small Carolina, very nice Carolina.
I need a partner very calm, very articulate.
Where are the Germans? Okay, we lost.
A partner who knows everybody in the US and has such a big network of people he knows here.
I like to meet Clint Eastwood. I'm not really a fan, but I love this guy. I've seen all his movies.
A very serious and reliable partner you can introduce to the investors, and you can just talk to them and make them, you know, reassured about the future of a company.
I love the American men so much. I mean, they always.
So, I mean, the principle is to. So, this is my real partner, Cyril, and so I would call him, if he give you a card, he would. We have no cards, but he would be like VP of content. But you see, that's how we do it. So, and there is a show every single day where we introduce everybody in the team. When we have technical problems, we tell people. When they request new features, we make them vote on the new features on the tool, and they decide what should be on Sismic. We develop them the day after, or we try. So it's like everything in the open. And it works pretty well. There are 2,000 people watching and starting the business with us every single day with the show. So about 2,000 people, and it's kind of growing. And when we need things, like I needed an office manager, I said it in the show, and I got 15 CVs. I needed advice to build a small studio in San Francisco with mics and cameras, what type of mics, what type of cameras, and same, we got about 50 emails coming back of people helping us. So we're creating this company entirely in the open with people. And I think that's probably something which is very, very interesting. I'd love to see more people do, because we learn so much with it. So thank you very much. I hope I wasn't too long. And if you have any questions, I don't know if I have the time. I think it's lunchtime, right?
No, we have a couple minutes. We can
okay.
Jim? I'm amazed. I didn't get it. You know, not too many people seem to get this concept that we're in a conversation. You know, they think they're producing content, they think they're producing something, but they're actually creating a conversation that between us, whether it's a painting as an example, or whether it's just you playing with your magical partner and stuff like that. But it invites people to actually participate, to actually think, and then you have these people who say, oh, I need a partner who can do this, and all of a sudden that comes 50 responses, or you need something. I think that's really what this whole, where the future is. I believe we're in not an information revolution, but a conversation revolution. And that Facebook has kind of given us a door to that conversation as a Facebook nation, in the concept of we're in a whole other mindset that maybe we have to suspend our minds. So I'm just wondering, where do you see this going as a collaborative conversation? How do you see it going?
I think it's exactly. I mean, I'm happy that you got it, because I'm gonna actually, it's our users. I asked them what we should call like the tagline of Sismic. What should it be? And people said, oh, it should be the video conversation, because it's really what it is. So no, I think what I see on TV is not a conversation, and what I see on YouTube, to me, is not a conversation. I'm not saying we are doing anything revolutionary. We're building it with everybody, and by the way, we're doing everything opposite to what I learned to start a business. It's my fifth, and things you learn are don't share your ideas, because people could steal them. We share everything. I mean, if people think we don't share everything, they ask, and we put it in the next show. Like people told me, how did you ask the idea? How did you have, and so on. And so it's really a conversation. And I think that's where it's going. It's like total interactivity and super fast. You should see what people start posting on Sismic. It's, I think it's going to replace like blogs and Twitter and Facebook do not replace the press and TV, but it's going to take a new space, which will be huge, and which is not addressed right now in a very, very big way. So it will catch my attention for sure. I mean, what is your first passion?
My first
yeah.
Dreaming. I'm a dreamer.
A dreamer. Okay. Well, we should do a show about dreaming.
It's something you can actually do it.
Yeah.
If you can envision it, visualize
but this is like totally bottom up. I don't know, if you see what I mean. It's like we don't control anything, and we want even people to cherry pick the best content as they think it is, shows the conversation. Yeah.
Hi, Jim Long, NBC News and VergeNewMedia.com. Add me back on Twitter. I'm New Media Jim, and I love following you. Twitter, to me, the beauty of it is its simplicity and its speed. I do both. I do video professionally, and I do Twitter, sometimes at the same time. The beauty of Twitter, like I say, is the speed and the simplicity. Video kind of slows things down, requires more thought. Do you think it's going to be as fast of a conversation or as rich of a conversation in a video form versus the simple sort of text form that Twitter is?
I think it is, but it's really, the mic is here. I think it is, but it is really the verge. I mean, Twitter is very new, right, already. And in video, what I see is that people are not used exactly as you say. They feel they must be prepared. They must have good lighting. Actually, it's better if you have good lighting, right? Good mic, and I'm trying to have a good mic when I do it, but most of the time I do it with my Mac mic. But then quickly they forget. And I think what we're trying to create, and I've not told you, but we are trying to have a place in all the major cities around the world, which will have like a cafe. We'll call it the Sismic Cafe. Of course, with a French atmosphere, as you can expect, where people can just have the very same conversations in reality as well. But what I'm trying to do is not to have a TV set, with makeup, and where you're already. I mean, I've been on a few of those, and you're already like, you're not natural. And I think it's coming. Like on Twitter, you don't think. It's straight from your mind into your friends. And that's what I want in video too. And the first 200 users seem to get it very well. Like Steve is here, and they're just like, okay, Steve, for example, Steve Garfield does a very, very video edited podcast or different shows, which are very, very prepared. And that's different. And on Sismic, he goes and shares, a joke or shares something interesting, shares his thought from the conference. Yesterday there was Ben that you saw here, who came and started shouting against the US IRS. Because he just moved in the country and he started explaining it was a nightmare and so on. I think he shouldn't do that, by the way, but he was very, unprepared. And so I think we'll see the same trend. I believe Twitter will be huge, and I believe the video conversation coming from that will be huge too. People will not think too much.
So we're at a kind of a good spot to wrap. If you have is Sismic still running on your other tab there?
Yeah, the only thing is that it is just to the resolution, but yes, it is.
That's my fault, sorry.
So I just want
No, it's not your fault. It's
can you
but
the only reason I ask is Jim had asked a question about is it kind of slow? It's a little different than Twitter to.
Oh, it's very, very fast.
To go and make videos.
It's just that we only have 200 people inside. But see, here is somebody from Switzerland. Oh, look.
Now go down to the bottom though.
Can you put sound? Well, somebody say hello to us from Switzerland. Well, as we spoke, here is Loic. This was a minute ago, literally.
I don't know what's going on. This is what's now.
This is another guy saying, hey, look at that. This is not from this room, I swear. This is Heli, yeah.
Hey, I wanted to say the best thing about Sismic will be our say TV. Because the thing I like best, le truc préféré pour moi, c'est que il y a des gens qui ne sont pas des Américains en Sismic. The thing I
Oh. I swear we've not prepared this one either.
And now you're going to see me looking over at you, and I'm in the audience too. Hey, I really love your product, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to use it, and I hope this works out good for you guys.
Thank you, Chris. This is another one. Germany. Check. You see, like in a few minutes.
So it's just that fast and easy was the only point I wanted to show you.
Exactly. It's coming from all around the world, and we only have 200 users. So imagine when we have 10,000 or more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Loic. Up next, we have a really nice panel, and it's moderated by Catherine Tate from Authentic. And why don't you guys come on up and start?